to do before we get going here this evening is I'm just going to start doing some box breathing, and I'm just going to try and settle down my nerves and really slow everything down quite dramatically on purpose. And my challenge right now is to keep my mind on track. And I think as the comfort grows, I will be able to pick up my pace. And to be honest, if I kind of, let's stay on track. I noticed that. Thank you, Alex, the voice, for locking that in hard. That first comment, really, it's got to be someone I know who just went, I've known Brad for a long time. There you go, a little bit of a pirate shiv. And I received it. Are we coming back to our original story? Will he bring fruition in his story? He started talking about breathing exercises. Let's do it. So box breathing is pretty easy. You start at a corner, you in for 4, you hold for 4, you exhale for 4, you hold for 4. Do a few rounds of that, whatever you feel comfortable with. Close your eyes, keep them open, whatever. Just try and keep nice and consistent. All right. Helping count with your fingers definitely aids in your ability to distract the brain enough to kind of notice, lock onto this thing. It's funny, I could talk about that quickly. So I always notice when I'm rocking I've got a 9-month-old, so the past 6 months to a year has been rocking baby to sleep. Which I love. It's our last one, 100%. So it just kind of makes those last farewells of this moment kind of special and kind of exciting and just reflected on in a different manner. Maybe the first one we were too oh, so much going on. Number 2 was kind of this is fucked, and then number 3 is oh, this is it. So may as well better enjoy it. Oh, it's fucked, but there's a little bit of extra love there, which has been great. But what I've noticed is I do mind kind of, I don't know, challenges, tricks, I don't know, whatever, on myself. But my mind sometimes is so scattered that I actually, at the end of a long day, and if there's lots happening on in my life, or I'm at a high capacity moment or just overwhelmed with lots of stuff in life, I can't actually walking in the pitch black, rocking, and I'm a drummer, a musician from years ago, so I've got a bit of rhythm and beat. So all of my walking steps and counting of seconds are kind of done with a beat in mind and a bob movement or whatever it might be. And then I count my steps, which are about a second apart as I walk around the floor. And it's actually at times really hard for me to even stay cognitively almost adapt enough to stick on the 1 to 100. By about 25, sometimes I'm off in a tangent, then I'm 4 or 5 steps and I'm you haven't been counting, have you? And then this part in the back of the brain goes, oh shit, I forgot about that. But it's interesting. It's often this gauge where if I'm feeling tense or flustered or whatever, or the myriad of emotions that we feel throughout a day. It's in those moments I just feel trying to slow down. And I've worked on breathing. I've done lots of exercises and I can pull that back in check. But I would say what the repetitive life pattern would be, that if left unchecked or without regular maintenance, that's either a default that you slip back into, or it's it's a habit, it's a trauma response, it's a intellect style, it could be a whole bunch of things. But I think if you've got a pattern that repeats in your life, where you could approach it slightly differently or from a different perspective. Anyway, I didn't really even intend to say all of that. What I intended to say is, and I'm going to tag him in this video as well, is, and I've shared one of his things. Obviously, Pirate Thing's fairly new. Been seeing Nico's posts and videos start popping out, and one just nailed me the other week, and I shared that because I just think it came from a tested mouth. You know what I mean? And you might be like, what the fuck? Are you queer? No, I'm not. What I'm saying is those words came out of a mouth whose person has walked walked that walk and has lived a life and has come out with wisdom attached to knowledge and discernment attached to shit in our heads. And I know what that journey entails, and I'm still on that journey. I think we're always on that journey to some degree, but he's fought some fires there. He's battled some demons there. And what came out was a real core of a man. And I respect that greatly, more than anything else, almost. So, and is basically his, let me pull it up. It was just him working out at the gym, and he's a fucking unit, 100%. Making some stuff, probably tuna and rice, yeah. Bit of Tren, bit of D-bowls, bit of Deca, bit of HGH, just right on it. No, he's not at all. He's probably clean as they come. But, you know, this video really hit me as well. The comment is, it's not the one big move that changes everything. It's the small wins, the quiet victories done day after day. Stay consistent. One day you will look back and realize you built something unbreakable. And it just resonated again because I'm kind of like in a season of life and purchasing property and doing Pirate Think and closing off chapters of old and working on new stuff that I kind of like, I really got to resonate with that, because we can sometimes be so focused on future and wants and desires and how we want to get there that we kind of forget about doing the little things, or we get overwhelmed by stuff and then don't put action to it. Whereas some of that emotional entanglement, which I'm not here to get into at all, but I think is really valuable, but that emotional entanglement, kind of freeing yourself from that and just focusing on like, actually none of that even matters right now. I'm just going to do a baseline foundational piece that no matter what direction this goes, this would be a core pillar, or core foundation. And I think that's the art of discipline in your life. So it actually doesn't matter at times where you've been disciplined. I mean, it does, but sometimes it doesn't as well. It's the pure fact that you were able to discipline yourself enough. Now, drugs don't count, okay? I'm sorry, everyone. You can't be disciplined to drugs. You might have a great routine and a great schedule, but that's not discipline. Discipline is something that's like, it's not uncomfortable either. It's just a mundane task for a future-based, larger picture thing that at least has something done towards its progression, and it could be 50 years in the future or 5 years in the future. But yeah, and then I kind of like wrote a text message back to him. You don't build a building without a foundation. The foundation is your discipline. And you don't pour a foundation without a plan. The plan, that's your life lessons, your knowledge, your scars. It's like that's the wisdom acquisition over a long period of time of trying and failing, trying and succeeding, trying and neutraling out. It's like this continued life painting that continues to be painted on an endless scroll. Or I suppose it's an ended scroll, but a scroll that its background and data is now rolled up onto the backside of the spool, and they're kind of blurred paintings and they're squished between layers and stuff like that. But you're continuing to write this picture, and there's remnants of what was and realities, and then there's perceptions and outliving and justifications and all that type of stuff. And I think in all of those moments of navigating that type of shit in your life and drawing attention to it and I don't know, understanding it, working with it, seeing where its strengths, where its weaknesses are, adjusting for them. That's your wisdom. That's your knowledge bank. And so I think don't also push yourself to get there too quickly, because some of the stuff that you actually need, and there's anomalies in any scenario, but most of the kind of like foundational stuff that you need needs to be a little bit tested. And needs to be a little bit tried and just failed and understand concepts. And I think it is one of the best ways that you will find. I think most people agree on that. I said to him, build it strong, build it steady, build a fucking pirate ship. And then you know what? Fucking once you build the pirate ship, mate, get out there, take what's yours. Anyway, I got inspired again seeing Nico's little post and just responding to him. And it's funny how I've actually got this challenge stuff, which I might unpack later, or little practical challenges that I've designed to test myself in building myself in different weakness and strength areas. And if anyone's interested in having a listen to the concept and how I'm using it and what data I'm able to pull out of it when it comes to solely my internal, intellectual, emotional, I suppose physical, but me as a person, with great practical tests to push things. I said it to my cousin the other night. It's like this weird game of how much can I rub or push on my own emotional trigger to then get a reaction and then understand the reaction and navigate through it before you're then responding out of it. So, and even, I'm kind of challenging myself to do this a lot. And this was meant to be like a 10 seconds short, to be honest. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this now, but I think good on me for just spitting some stuff out. And good on you, Nico. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you too, Arthur. I had to ring Arthur. It's silly, man. Don't even. Which is good, but bless you, Nico. Thank you, my man. You fucking do what you do, bro. And if anyone, I need it. And I'm using it, and it doesn't happen very often. I'm a fairly self-made type of guy, and so I can hear some of the Grant Cardones and, Diary of a CEO, and I get value out of it, but I don't necessarily get motivation and drive. And whether it's an accumulation of timing or the fact that we did a season of life together that aids in a new perspective of the man I see in you now in front of the camera, based on who I knew, I don't even know, 10 years ago, I think it was, bro. It's been a long time. To see this glowing, radiant human, you have done something in me, and so keep doing you, bro. It's brilliant. I love it. I fucking love it. Anyway, that's it. Hopefully this worked, and I don't know what else. Yay, Pirate Think.